I've been sitting on the 100 Gecs album for a while now, and I'm glad I didn't get the review out straight away because my position on it has changed almost 180 degrees. In my graduating year of uni, you would catch me basically listening to just two things. If you caught me in the library and stole my headphones, you would either be hearing Ice Dancer by Blade or 100 Gecs. To say my social skills were bad would be an understatement. For me, Gecs is just this perfect marriage of Dylan's production, which has led to some of my favorite songs of the last decade, and Laura's lyricism shining some of the most biting struggles with identity and dysphoria.
Drunk in the bathroom, messing with my skirt. I've got hair through my tights and nothing in my shirt.
I can't respect her enough being actually able to bridge the experience of being a trans woman to the standard listener. Gave me a goddamn Frank Reynolds moment hearing it for the first time. They have been such an exciting band to follow because of how much it shouldn't work. It radiates this chaotic, monster energy rush of youthful sound. Dylan and Laura don't look at nostalgia through rose-tinted glasses. They look at it through deal with it sunglasses and Minecraft creeper hoodies and bring forward old sounds and trends with as much celebration as when they were originally found. And not only celebrating them, reviving them. These sounds are fresh and have such a defining notion of being the sound of the hyperpop genre. The Tree of Clues was a victory lap for this new genre, stretching it even further and filling out all these extra sounds with prominent members of the community. Gecs being signed to a label was a huge deal. Gecs then went into album mode and disappeared behind the curtain. We waited and waited. This is even an understatement, by the way. This album was announced in September of 2021. Pitchfork had already allegedly heard a cut of the album at this time. Jesus, even we heard a cut of the album in December of that year with the Terminal 5 concert. A couple singles trickled in throughout 2022, but people were genuinely giving up, thinking that the people who started this train has missed their stop. But it's finally here, and I listened to it and yeah, it's a Gecs album, and not sort of deflecting it in that way to devalue its style, but to give it more credibility even, and I'll get into that a little bit later. Because of the genre bending and the range that the two have, there was a very clear divide in the audience that they attracted initially. It's something I've only ever seen in someone like Tyler the Creator when he released Goblin.
They freaking ratings. Analog fans are getting sick of the hate. All the Tron-Cat fans are getting sick of the lace.
There were people flocking to the more sentimental cuts like Ringtone, but we also had fans of the wall-to-wall 808s of Dylan Brady's trademark production. This is a pretty great problem to have on your debut release, but as we progressed, it was steadily becoming a real issue as to what Gecs wanted to say. And throughout 10,000 Gecs on the first listen, I was racking my brain, what are they trying to tell me with this? But after a week of listening, I realized this album isn't trying to speak to me and I'm not listening. It's speaking a whole other language and I'm not understanding it. Fuck, that's so pretentious. I'm gonna roll with it. 1,000 Gecs had the aura of spying on the drama kids. I put them on a huge stage and expect them to just jump around and dance. And even if they did adapt to that, would I even be happy with that? I have a couple of other examples too to try and justify such a wanky statement. The secondhand joy you get when a speedrunning tactic is found in a game you don't even play. Getting an extra nugget in your nugget box. Visiting the reptile exhibit at the zoo and actually being able to see the fucking reptiles at the reptile exhibit at the zoo. That's a day for celebration. You feel like a kid again. It's 10,000 Gecs! Track 1, Dumbest Girl Alive, best song on the album. That one too. Knocking bass on a flawless verse. 757, killing it with such a smooth and effortless sound. The strongest lead song. I'm so glad to hear it fully mastered. Hollywood based musical sound. Flip it into a sharp rock track with wall bass and killer riffs. Just loving it. I'm loving it.
Wait a minute.
Frog on the floor, where'd he come from? Nobody knows.
We run into the elusive third audience of the Gecs, the small but powerful ska fans. It's just a natural, silly sounding genre. It went down quite easily in Stupid Horse on the debut. It has its fans, but it really is a love it or hate it sort of thing, and the two ska tracks on this album, Frog on the Floor and I Got My Tooth Removed, are the contentious point whether you like the album or love it. Definitely for me at least, having both the tracks in the 10-track run really messes with the flow. I feel that compared to the debut, there is a lot more separation between all of these elements. So we have zero hijinks in the serious songs, but we have these smoke breaks of completely stupid songs like Frog on the Floor and the dubstep interlude $1 Million. By no means I'm saying that they don't have their charm. I Got My Tooth Removed sounds like a Weird Al parody to a song that doesn't even exist. And the Frog song has pretty much cultivated its own entire religion on the subreddit. Risks were taken on this album to give life to these historically divisive genres like nu metal and ska, using their obviously insane music knowledge to create some of the best examples of this genre. Just dangling it over you like keys and then throwing it out the window and starting over with something completely different. Like the debut, almost by design, because we are pinging around all over the place in so many different genres and styles, there will be skips every time you go back to listen to it in full. Less so than the debut, probably why it's getting higher scores from reviewers, but I do recommend it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. You should definitely give it a listen. Seeing how well this went both critically and commercially, I have really high hopes not for only what the Gecs do in the future, but Dog Show Records as well. The record label owned by Dylan, we have seen Underscores get signed. They're another personal favorite of mine. The independent Dorian Electra is always around rattling cages, and there's just new artists every day providing something new. The sound is in a really good place and in some very capable hands, so I can't wait to see how the rest of this year goes and the next. But yeah, check it out. I'm glad it's on my shelf. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.